SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Engineering, Medical and Health Sciences, Management, Science and Humanities, Law, Agriculture Sciences. Admissions open.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 5th day of online coaching from SRM. It's another cool day and it's very pleasant out here. I hope it's pleasant everywhere, wherever all of you are. I hope all of you all had rested very well and are quite energized for the next session, where we have tutor Raja sir all ready with another new set of information. And let us enjoy learning again today and this morning. I call our dear Dean sir to give a few words.
Very good morning, my dear students, moderator, coordinator, and the celebrity speakers and the celebrity speakers from SRM faculty team. Very nice to have you here again, and thank you for the opportunity given. And the recent days, we are traveling in online mode for different ways of learning, teaching, and experiencing process. This is a great opportunity, and very short, in a very crisp way, I would like to tell you, we had a lot of online classes, online reviews, online model examinations, online review juries, online thesis, online webinars, and online valedictory celebrations, online NATA training, and SRM entrance training or orientation program. And next, we are also going to have online e-counseling followed by online admissions. So you see, everything is online and we are in track. So I request all of you to just get into these YouTube lives, and yesterday YouTube live has been shared by Professor Arvind in your group, and you can look into that and see how our experts are pronouncing their strength. And we are doing this kind of online sessions to just keep you in live and active and learn the experience of these architects. And we also have a personal interview and written test and get seasoned. And you have an expert teacher here, Professor Raja, to take care of you with all other eminent guests coming by the way. And it is all an opportunity, and get into it. And I also request all the students to register on Google form, which will enable you to get you to the slot for the interview and the personal interview and the written examinations, without which you may not be given a slot in the examinations. This is what I would like to tell you. So we have received a good number of registrations. I'm just telling, for somebody who has not registered, so kindly register your name and you will be given a slot. And probably in a day or two, we will be releasing the slot schedule to all the candidates, not only for the personal interview and also for the next stage of process. Thank you so much. All the best. Let's have a nice time. Thank you. All the best.
Ma'am, unmute yourself, ma'am.
Thank you, Raja sir. Thank you, Dean sir. As you say, let us look forward to another new day of celebration. You have been the force behind all that's happening, and yes, all credit goes to our dear Dean sir, who has taken always the amount of energy and time to be with us and to motivate all of you. Thank you so much, sir. Now I call
all
upon
the credit goes to the Almighty only, and we are all blessed to have these blessings. Not only we here, and also these children who is going to be a part of us. So everybody will be blessed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Now we shall go in to our dear tutor, our favorite Professor Raja. Sir, please come online and you can start the class for the day.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome you all for another beautiful day. Let's celebrate another day full of architectural thoughts and artistical expressions. And I'm so happy. Yesterday also you have posted lots of photographs. In the night we have actually, closed the link for some time because of the registration, the Google form registration. But I could see at around 1 o'clock, I could see 150 messages in my personal box. Just I don't know how to actually, take one by one. I will answer every one of you. Don't worry, I'll answer every one of you. And I'll post all those pictures which you have sent to me, all those works which you have sent to me. And subsequent days, we will actually post that in the video also in the evening session. We'll go to the session today. The session is a very important session today because it is not only going to enhance your NATA expressions, it is going to enhance your full 5 years of architecture and your personal life also. All of you are very good creators who are working in different fields of photography, sketching, some are there in origami, some are there in paperwork, some are doing collages, some are doing some tile work, some are doing ceramic works. All of you, this is a very important lesson which you have to learn. Today, I don't know whether I'm going to learn from you or you are going to learn from me, but the learning is a great thing which actually happens every day. Okay, youngsters are a great learners and we also learn from youngsters. Today, we'll actually teach you what are the principles of architecture. It's not only principles of architecture, it is about the principles of artistical work. Okay, let's go to the first slide. Let's celebrate life. Day 5 today, principles of architecture and textures. Okay, we'll actually have some information about what is principles of architecture. Principles of design lay down the basic guiding framework. Okay, see, first of all, the artistical expression itself is a very beautiful thing altogether. Like yesterday, you were all talking about me as Shah Rukh Khan and all, but I have a different, different kind of a texture, and Shah Rukh Khan has a different kind of a texture. That is the reason why he become a superstar. I am become a little star here. Okay, so the difference is actually the parameters, the basic guiding framework in which God has created us. So we are all God, as I told you, we are all creators, we are God, we are always proud and egoistic about our designs. The principle of design laid down within a framework. Again, this framework has to be really understood very well. If the framework is not understood very well, the design which we are making might actually go haywire, or it might not actually give you the results. Whenever you actually finish a design or a photograph or any sketching, you must really understand the basic principle behind that. So let us actually, put it in a geometrical way. Very importantly, for NATA and for our orientation program returns test, most of the questions will be asked from the principles of architecture, because they want to know how well you are inside the principles, because just not making a design is going to make you an architect. Okay, every aspect of this principle, if you understand, then only you can create a wonderful place. For an example, say I am actually G Raja. I have say 5 feet 5 inches of a height, and I have a width of some say 1 feet 6 inches or something like that. This is the proportion or scale which I have. Now I have to accommodate myself into a house. If you make a 3 feet Eskimo house, then how will I be able to actually get inside that house? It is not possible for me in Tiruchirappalli, where it's hot and humid. Okay. So the principal system of understanding what is my proportions and what is my entire ideology, then only you can give me a better idea. Like that's the right thing. Say for an example, if somebody who is fair from North India, like Adiraj, like he's really fair, he can have a little light onto his face and he can actually relate himself. But I actually have darker complexion, then I have to actually get more light to actually get myself inside, so that anybody can see me. Yeah, draw a system of principle are very, very important. Tool for selection and composition of form and materials. The principles are tool for selection and composition of forms and materials. Lack of use of principle make the design unpleasant and uninteresting. Please read it. It might be actually sounding you, Raja sir, kalayila endhirichone lettering la potutirukkaru. But lack of use of principle make the design unpleasant and uninteresting. Used sensibly, it will be visibly appealing. So use the principles very well. Try to understand whenever you actually attempt a NATA question, you have to understand that very clearly. Attempt the NATA questions sensibly so that you can actually make visibly appealing appeals. In all sketches, please understand there is a geometry. There are artistical factors involved. You have to ask a question, how and why it is actually done, how it should be done and why it should be done, what are the proportions and what are the scale and all the factors which are involved. Architecture and artistic factors involve lots of factors. We'll study about this. Question number 1. When you draw a picture, what do you think is the most important thing? We are going for poll.
Launched. Raja sir, poll is
yes, sir. Yes. Just waking you up, man. So you said the scale, proportion and symmetry, all the above, they actually make a very good picture. Oh, you're absolutely correct. Most of them have answered that all of the above, that is scale and proportion, symmetry. But some people are actually thinking only proportion is enough, sir. If I actually make a good proportion, that's more than enough. Say for an example, I actually take, somebody's wedding photographs. I say like, sir, proportion is okay. And I don't want any of other scales. So I'll put the girl actually bigger, taller and bigger, and boy smaller, then it is okay. So like scale, proportions and symmetry, all of them are very, very important as far as a picture is concerned. Okay, let us actually see first principle, that is unity. This is done by Prakulan. Prakulan has wonderfully done this, beautifully, crafted photograph this one. Unity is a relationship between all the considered entities in a design, which makes them function together or gives a feeling of oneness, both visually and functionally. There are lots of understanding towards visual and functional aspect. Say for an example, it is a beautiful sunset evening. Just imagine it's a beautiful sunset evening where this golden rays of this beautiful sun, which are attracting the entire scenery. Okay, this is all actually attracting the entire scenery, and it is making the entire scenery as golden yellow. See here, Prakulan has actually derived it very beautifully. You can see that golden yellow is actually getting reflected everywhere, and it is creating a unity, and it's creating a relationship between all the entities which are there. They actually function together and giving a feeling of oneness. Here in this photograph Prakulan has taken, this is actually giving the oneness of visuality and the functionality of that particular time. Okay, it's so beautifully taken and beautifully actually said about unity which is actually existing. Next. Because of the achievement of unity, they all look integrated and work together as a whole. Who is SRNT 45? Say yes. This is SRNT 45. So we can achieve unity through harmonious repetition of characteristics like color, texture, size, shape, and form. Okay. The identity of a unity has been done using the color. Here it is using the color and the geometry. They all look integrated and work together as a whole. Whenever you make a drawing, you make sure that the unity is achieved with the integration of these kind of works. You can use color, you can use, yes, Malvika, it is yours. I just wanted you to actually raise the hand. Malvika, you have done a wonderful job. This actually shows the achievement of unity. They all look integrated and work together as a whole. So that is the reason why Malvika, I asked you to post SRNT 45 Malvika Anand. Okay, just put it like that so that I can identify very easily with the number. Because we are going to actually have this in personal interviews and everything with this number. So I would be able to actually relate with you very easily. We can achieve unity through harmonious repetition of characteristics like color, texture, size, shape, and form. Here it's wonderfully done. But avoid too much of contrasting forms. You know, if you give too much of contrasting forms, the unity might be spoiled, the rhythm might be spoiled. So make sure that you don't actually give too much of contrasting form. Here also with the red, I actually given a contrasting form and spoiling the entire scene. If you are drawing something, unify them and make one bigger, taller, fatter by increasing the size. You know, you can increase the texture and all, so that you give a beautiful thing, you know, altogether. Next is the balance. Okay, how you actually balance your sketch. It's very, very important how you balance the sketch. Unity actually comes with balance. You know, when you actually balance the entire thing, you can actually create a wonderful thing. When we distribute equal amount of visual weight on either side of the axis in a composition, balance is created. A visual weight in either side of an axis is in a composition. Balance is a very important aspect in this photograph. Also, as you can see, the balance is created in a so beautiful way. And most of the NATA questions and all the orientation program questions, they ask how the balance is achieved through an object. So they will be giving you an object, or they will be asking about the composition balance. Then they will ask you like how you are, because how well you're actually going to, you know, how well you're actually going to make a visual equilibrium in a composition by using the balance. So there are symmetrical balance, asymmetrical balance, and radial balance. There are three kind of balances which we have. One is a symmetrical balance, asymmetrical balance, and radial balance. Symmetrical balance, as I am taking Taj Mahal again, symmetrical balance, whatever elements are placed on one side of the axis in one manner, the same is mirrored on the other side of the axis. I have actually drawn an axis. When you actually have this kind of an axis, both the sides are equal, then that is called as symmetrical balance. Whatever most of the people we draw is actually a symmetrical balance, but nature actually does have lots of asymmetry, but it actually creates a beautiful balance altogether. A symmetrical balance is a very, very, very important thing as far as we are concerned, because the symmetrical balance only can actually give you a wonderful idea towards the entire fabric. The entire fabric can be done. So whenever you actually make a drawing or a question is asked in NATA, try to actually visualize what is the symmetry in which is been done. So a symmetrical balance is actually done in this way. Second, asymmetrical balance. In a natural, we will actually see lots of asymmetry. There is a symmetry here which is sketched here by me. There is an asymmetry which is there in existing in nature. Nature has so beautiful fundamental. We actually see wonderful mountains which are, you know, there are photographs which has been sent by our people. There are lots of beautiful things, you know, beautiful mountains which are there, you know, hillside which we see. But the hills are actually, you know, not of one scale and one proportion, or they are not actually in one axis. They are in one, they are similar to the other axis, but they actually form a beautiful symmetry. This is called as asymmetrical balance. In this type of balance, there is an equal visual weight on the either side of the axis of the composition, but elements are chosen from different forms and other characters. You can see this house also, where there is an asymmetrical balance which has been created using the materials, the other composition, different forms has been used to actually make an asymmetrical composition. Typically in this of a balance, one side of the design composition has to be heavier or dominating element that can be placed by two or more numbers of element on the other side. That will actually always happen. You know, like whenever we actually have this, you know, like problem of weight and all that, like we actually put lots of short people in the side, lots of long people, I mean, tall people in that side, so that we actually balance it. This is the kind of an asymmetry which actually happen. You have to be really knowledgeable towards this asymmetry. Hearing me, it's all correct? Going correct, moderator?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. There is the radial balance. So beautiful. Always circular elements give you a beautiful ideology. Sun, everything actually gives a beautiful radial symmetry. This is the rose window, they call it actually in this is Gothic architecture. In Gothic architecture, you will find these rose windows. It is useful for your history of architecture. The Gothic architecture rose windows, they are beautifully actually done in a radial way. 360 degrees. It is symmetrical, same all 360 degrees. That is this is the garden, Mughal gardens of Rashtrapati Bhavan, the circular, palace gardens which are there. They are actually the radial balanced one. When the elements of a compositions are arranged in such a way that radiates from a common central point and radial point is achieved. What is the beauty of this this radial balance? It gives an illusion, it gives a great amount of illusion. If you have seen a lotus flower, or if you have seen any temple, ceiling structure, if you see the center point is actually, beautifully crafted, there is a focal point which has been created, thus creating this wonderful radial balance. Radial balance, though it is common, it is so looking safe, but the center point actually makes a beautiful composition altogether, and it's symmetrical, same all 360 degrees. And the rhythm, our beautiful person Mithilesh has actually created wonderful rhythm. Yesterday Adiraj has sent me one background. Oh, what a beautiful way they are actually saying. Rhythm must always know, I actually, all of you are actually from different parts of country, so I'm not able to actually sing a song for you or anything. So element or a group of elements are repeated with a defined interval between them. Say tug, 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 cha. It's like, defined intervals which are actually created, the rhythm is created. So defined intervals are actually creating rhythm. In your drawings also, you actually create that kind of a rhythm that will enhance the quality of the drawing. So use contrasting elements, combination of rough and smooth, use dark and light, use big and small, use black and white, so that you can create this rhythm in your drawings. They will be asking this question, rhythm, in NATA questions in your aptitude examination. Kindly actually note that they'll put this one of the drawings and they'll ask it, what is the rhythm? Is it rhythmic or whatever the questions will be asked? I'll actually put the questions in the last part of your presentation. Next is question number 2. Is there a proportional scale difference between male, female and child? Yes or no? You're rocking, guys. You all know everything. I think actually, it's very difficult to teach the experienced people, it's very difficult because you're all so experienced. Yes, there is a differential between a female and a child, a male and a child, actually, there is a proportional difference which we have. We'll actually talk about that in the subsequent sense. Scale and proportion, guys. How well we have to understand the principle. This is one important lesson. Scale is the greatest of all. Say for an example, I actually stand in front of a building. Stand in front of a building. I put up one human, then I can understand the scale of the building. Say for an example, the human is actually big and the building is small. That is Superman, Spider-Man, or some big man, whatever games you actually play, those are the man. But the man has a proportion. The proportion of a man actually determines the scale in the entire world. The scale and proportions are very important. If you go in one of the drawings out of proportion, then everything will get spoiled. So make sure you understand scale and proportion very well. 8 parts, 7.5 parts they call it. 8 parts they actually is the human scale which you get actually. For a child it is 7, and for a female it is 7, and for a child it is 5. So you can actually understand the ratios. Take your head, okay? Take your head as one ratio, and you can actually draw the entire. There are some people who ask me, sir, sketching the human figures, sir. Don't need to worry, human, as I told you, Shah Rukh Khan, this is a spear, the cylinder, okay? Now you know the proportions. My head is actually 1 time. Then you actually make the entire proportion. You can make one portrait. Tomorrow you go and draw it. It's very simple. You take it as a geometry. a person who is not actually good in sketching, you use geometry as your tool. The person who is good in sketching, you have your creativity as your tool and use the geometry as to enhance your quality of the work. The scale is the relative magnitude when an object is compared with another object in composition. So you have to actually make this scale and proportion absolutely correct. There is a garden which I have put. There is a big garden here. There is a small garden here. A big garden is actually having trees. The small garden is having shrubs. So this is how the proportion actually works. When two ratios are equally compared, then the equality is considered as proportions. So that is the way actually the scale and proportion. Without scale and proportion, nothing works. You have to be very, very careful about scale and proportions when you are working in your drawing. That is also especially in architectural drawing, because you are actually making everything for human. You have to be very good in making the proportion. You actually make a roof and hit his head, then you cannot actually, call that as a beautiful space. Whatever you do is so good. If you have actually seen the great places in the world, has been always designed for the proportion and the scale. So a very important lesson which you have to learn today is scale and proportions. Second is the contrasting element. Okay, contrast always gives you, like whenever we actually see contrasting elements, like in our traditional dress wear, we have lots of contrasting elements which actually gets into. Another thing is we also go sometimes contrast, like boys wear a jeans pant and salwar, the kurta and all that. They look so good actually, because the kurta is actually from Indian style and the jeans is from all girls and boys, both of them. Kurta is actually from Indian style and the jeans is actually from the Western style. Two different contrasting elements have opposite characteristics are arranged in a composition, create a visual interest. Here also, change in form, use curved form along with the straight edges one. You have to be but very, very careful when you are actually dealing with contrast, because contrast can collapse you. Contrast can collapse you. I have seen some of the people actually doing bad contrast, like I've seen a girls, girls wearing jeans pant, t-shirt, then you actually put some jasmine flowers, put a big bindi. That is a contrast will work. I don't know. I'm not very sure about that contrast. But change in texture, change in form always create a beautiful composition. Change in texture here in this building is actually rough to smooth. It gives a great kind of a contrast and visually appealing interest and create a visual interest altogether. Focus. This is very, very important as far as you are concerned. No, focus is very important. Today, if I'm actually wearing a shirt, then what am I focusing on? I am only focusing on my speech. Nothing else I can actually focus, but people actually focus on different things. You have to focus on your own thing. The focusing on elements will actually give you a special attention. Okay. Today, I actually put, the big kajal, actually, I put a big kajal or I put a yellow color lipstick. Then the focus is actually changing, like I actually have a different hairstyle like Shah Rukh Khan, then the focus is actually changing. So you have to put a focal point to actually get the special attention in any form when you are actually doing the questions in your NATA or anything. You make sure that the focal points is achieved. See, please remember, this is all going to be corrected like us, like us who are actually, good about the principles of architecture, and we are architects who are going to correct your papers. Okay. When we are actually looking at your paper, then we will be looking for this basic principal elements, because there are thousands and thousands of people will be actually submitting the answer sheets. Everybody will be making everything so beautiful. But if you actually stick to the principles of architecture, which we are expecting from you, then it can actually come as beautiful sketches and we will actually give you more marks. I tell you, it's easy to actually make 200 out of 200 in NATA, but the problem is people are more concentrative about creative ability other than actually, thinking about the principles of architecture. I've seen a girl who is not at all very good in architecture, not at all very good in sketching. She had scored 100 135 marks last time because of her ability to convert these kind of principles into her drawings. So make sure that you actually do the focal point correctly in your drawing. Here, this is a beautiful church which is having a beautiful focal point that actually governs the entire city. You know, like that is how you actually have to do this. The harmony, all of you know, it is actually much similar to symmetry, but elements of a composition complement each other and visually relate. We actually get this Ilayaraja all the time. Nile nile ambar par chand jab chaaye. That comes back, the harmony is the elements of a composition. It complement each other. Then the complacency of each other visually relates. Then it gives a beautiful idea. This is what has been done by this person here in this picture of the building. The composition giving a harmony, variety, yes. Different elements within an artistical expression to add interest. This is very, very important. Different elements has to be incorporated. You should not actually stick to one element. Say, for an example, in a marriage, a girl is actually decorated in a very different with a different element, or the entire scenario is actually with the harmonical varieties. It is actually beautifully decorated. It actually add interest to your sketching. So you actually create more varieties into your sketching, so that it actually gives you an artistical expression to add interest. Question number 3: does texture affect the visual impact? Oh, 10 people are sleeping. Who are sleeping? I would like to know who are sleeping. All of you to post, please. 3, 2. Who are the people who did not vote? Okay, thank you so much. All of you have actually polled. Huh? Some people have non-polled. I'll find out and I'll come to you directly, man. Okay, thank you. Does texture affect the visual impact? Yes, it does affect the visual impact. Textures really affect, because we know pani puri is having a different texture, and our kaju katli has a different texture altogether. So it all actually affects. It's very important we actually see that. So let us see actually into the architecture. Okay, architectural textures are very, very important. You have to learn architectural textures very clearly. Look out for all the architectural textures which are available everywhere. So you look out for stones, stone has a texture, brick has a texture, pebbles have a different texture, gravel has a different texture, sandstone has a different texture, rock has a different texture, mosaic has a different texture, marble has a different textures. Okay, sir, what are the textures? It's very smooth, rough, or it's going to be hard. But you have to actually find, because textures from a fabric and gravel is actually two different things. You have to be very, very clear. The glossiness of a glass, the glossiness of a paint is two different things. The glossiness of a glass and glassiness of a marble is two different things. Even the glassiness of marble and glassiness of granite is two different things. So you make sure that you know all these textures very well. Whenever you are drawing, I think most of the people don't use lots of textures in your shadowing and in your visual creative works also. Try doing that in your visual works. So it will enhance the entire fabric. The texture question, 2 questions will be asked every year from NATA. So you have some 3 marks, like all the time you have to be very prepared with the aptitude, and they will be asking the same question in the drawing test also. They'll be talking about one texture and ask you to actually make that texture. If you're actually making a pineapple, then make sure that actually you create that textural effect. You make a banana, you actually make a textural effect. I have seen one of the persons who have made a wonderful textural effect through a banana basket of fruits. I will post it next time in the evening. Wonderfully done. So I really appreciate you. That is the kind of textural effect which you have to give through your sketches. You please do that. Okay. Now question number 1. A question will be based on the principles of architecture and texture. So first aptitude test, they will be asking like this. Sample question is, which of the following does not possess a smooth texture? So you must know all these things. A polished quota stone, a mica, a sandpaper, or a photo print. So that is the question they will be asking. A sample question, which of the following does not possess a smooth texture? This is from NATA. Which of the following gives smoother surface when polished? I'll give you a clue. Because keep on repeating these smooth questions, these NATA. So I think one person who is there in NATA examination, you know, he really likes butter a lot. So that is the reason why he is actually giving this question again and again in the panel. Maybe it could be me also. Which of the following gives smoother surface when polished? Okay, so that is what you have to actually understand, like, you know, like how smoother the surface is going to be. Another question number 2, a question will be based on solids and shading. Okay, so that is what we are all used to, and we'll be actually coloring also. The drawing test and the aptitude test will have a question like that. It is actually from the proportion. Most of the people have asked me, like, what we should be do. See, I tell you one thing. Some of you actually have made a burger and all that also. Yes, truly you are very creative, guys. But remember one thing. Say, I'm coming to Hazaribagh. Okay, somebody has invited me Hazaribagh. No. So I'm coming to Hazaribagh and I'm asking, I'm a South Indian, you know, I really like chawal. You give me roti and all that, no, it will be little uncomfortable for me, right? So though you are creative, you give me lots of roti, paneer butter masala and all that, I'll be more happier eating a sambar and rasam and rice, you know. So what is the question asked? Okay, that is what is very important. So take the jokes apart. The question asked is very, very important. So you give the question, like, you know, like I'm asking you something, you answer for the question correctly. NATA also, you have to read the questions very clearly. Make an interesting balanced composition. Okay. In the symmetrical balance, they are asking balanced composition. They are saying that balance. Which balance? Symmetrical balance, asymmetrical balance. What balance you have to take? You have to make it balanced composition. So make a balanced composition of 2 chilies, 2 tomatoes, and twin slices of bread. See, please understand, they have asked twin slices of bread. Okay. I'm asking you one thing. Why don't you actually put these 2 chilies as a mooch of the bread? Why don't you actually put a mustache? Like, you know, you can actually keep the chilies like a mustache, you know, like, right? And 2 tomatoes as the eyes of that bread. Okay, just keep it like that. That will give you a symmetry, absolute symmetry, right? So you have to be very, very creative when you are making all these things. Make sure that you make it. This is done by one of the Perspective Foundation, my student actually. So that is also been done really well. And they are actually talking about a plate also. I think, yeah, square plate they are saying. So make sure that you make that square plate also correctly. So the square plate is there, 2 chilies are there, twin slices of breads are there, and tomatoes are there. Okay. Now 2 tomatoes, 2 chilies, and twin slices of the bread is the question which is asked. Okay. Now you are adding other things also. It is great. So beautiful. It is great. You have done a great job. You have cut that bread. Here Reshma has cut that bread. Beautifully done. But make sure that you attempt the question properly. I will be looking for the answer: 2 chilies, 2 tomatoes, and twin slices of bread on a square plate. How is the composition is done in a balanced manner? Draw the composition in 3 dimensions. It is a question which is asked. There is a shades and shadows only they have asked. So not to color. I'm just actually telling you, don't color when it is not asked. They are telling the colors actually reflect your pencil waste. So don't color. The red pen, see, how are you actually going to draw the red color out of your normal gray pencil? That is what they are asking. So don't make colors. Both of them have done a great job, but the problem is the marks will be given lesser because they did not use the shades and shadows. They did not use the grayscale, but it is wonderfully done, beautifully done, balancedly done. And I want you to actually recreate this question in the evening. Thank you for the day. Enjoy the day. Thought of the day is architect Tado Ando. Tado Ando is a great Japanese architect to win Pritzker Award in 1995. His Church of Light is a beautiful building. There you can see the concrete texture, which is giving the light through shadows. So beautifully done by Tado Ando. He is the great architect who is actually, is a great architect who is renowned, and we actually study about him a lot. Thank you and enjoy the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raja sir. You rocked as usual. I'm sure the children all enjoyed your session.
I think everyone is unhappy today. I can see all the faces. I don't know, Niyati, Vanshika, Shreya, Nega, Abba, like Prakash. Adi, you are the only one who is laughing. Da. Thank you, da. Adityan. At least, like, I think you
It is
should be
Krishna
happy.
from Shah Rukh Khan. You had butter.
Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. So kind of you guys.
okay.
So good. So good.
So from Shah Rukh Khan, our dear Professor Raja is now Krishna also. You like smooth surfaces, right? Just adding to whatever sir said, actually, this principles is a very important aspect of design. If to a point, it is actually subconscious. Right from the moment a baby is born, it looks at its mother, and then what did it see? It saw the mother's face, right? How was the mother's face? Symmetrical. You see? So, without knowing itself, we all look and search for symmetry. In every living being born saw its mother's face, be it a tiger, be it a dog, whatever it is, over a period of time, maybe, watching the first face usually a baby sees as a mother, right? So, symmetry is so ingrained in our DNA. So ingrained in our DNA. This particular topic goes further and further. It actually has a psychological impact. Why I'm telling you this is, why do you need principles? Why is it so important to us? Right? It will play a very important part of our decision making when we become architects. So I'm just giving you a clue. Just I wanted to add a little more to what Rajan sir was saying, that why I would say I need principles. And even when we're looking at the asymmetrical balance, you would have noticed that the tree, it would be asymmetrical, but the balance will be there. The weightage on both sides will be there. In most of his, in fact, all his examples were rocking. And the focus which comes to the center of a circle, of a radial distribution, all that is very essential when you go into designing and becoming future architects. As far as textures is concerned, if you notice and think very deeply, it is the play of light. Yesterday's class was about light and color, right? Second day we took light, the third day we took color. If you notice, the texture is all about the material reflecting light and how the light is playing with the material. So as you observe, you get some sensations. And there is also a research saying the humans like stone and wood a lot. Why? These are the most primitive textures we have seen. It gives us a feeling of warmth, it gives us a feeling of security, and we don't know why, we just love it. And so that is how it goes. So now, so I just only wanted to add, already he had given you what you needed most for your exam. I was just adding to the flavor, and I was just telling why I think this topic is so very important. There are so many other things you will be learning, and it will be very awesome as you go on. Right now, we have two special guests with us who is there to address us. 1 minute. Just a minute. And they are Professor Kritika and Professor Suhashni. Professor Suhashni is a landscape architect. She graduated from the School of Architecture and Planning, Chennai. She is the assistant professor in SRM School of Architecture and Interior Design. She has worked in many residential, commercial, institutional projects by effectively connecting landscape and built environment. Her research interest is urban ecology. I call upon Professor Suhashni to give a few words.
Thank you, Anita, for the warm welcome. So good morning to everyone.
Are we hearing it?
Your voice seems to be a little
Sugashini ma'am. Sugashini ma'am, 1 minute.
Give a few information. SRM School of. Yes, sir.
So Ashni ma'am, your voice seems to be a little staggered. We are not yet hearing you well.
I'm audible now, ma'am?
This is much better. Maybe you could take the mic closer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Shall I go ahead?
Yes.
Is that
please.
audible now?
Yeah, much better.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So today I'm going to share a few information about the department activities with respect to students that is happening and going to happen in School of Architecture and Interior Design. So with respect to students, the department caters for both academic and non-academic activities for the students to excel in the architecture and to know more about architecture. So with respect to academic activities, SRM School of Architecture and Interior Design tries to impart students with practical knowledge along with the things that is taught in classic classrooms in many other architectural schools. So the students are taken to various workshops like brick construction workshops, bamboo construction workshops, and many other such workshops, and tries to give students a hands-on experience, which is more important for an architect student to understand the technical aspects and many other nuances of construction. So along with this, students are taken to many case studies, that is the examples of the buildings that they are going to design, which helps to understand the nook and corner of design. And it encourages students to participate in many competitions and workshops within the university and across the country. So the architecture, in order to create interaction between the senior and junior students, various extracurricular and co-curricular activities for knowledge sharing and to create good bonding among the students and for knowledge sharing. So it also promotes enabling the students to participate in NASA by allowing the students to compete with other schools of architecture across the country. So architecture also deals with history. So students are taken to educational trips by seeing all those places and understanding the history and the various architectural styles that has prevailed in the past. So with this, SRM said tries to create and mold students to become eminent architects and once they step out of the university. So all the best for every future architect over here. Thank you for the opportunity, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Suhashini ma'am. We also have a very enthusiastic and dynamic professor with us. Her name is Architect Kritika. She's associated with SRMIST, SAID, Katakultur campus as an assistant professor. Her enthusiasm is very contagious. She has a strong background in both academics and industry. Kritika ma'am, can we have a few words from you?
Thank you so much for your small intro, Anita ma'am. Very good morning to one and all. Hi guys, happy to see you all. So today I'm here with you to tell about what architecture is all about in SRM. So I can say it is a wonderful journey of learning experience throughout the life, not only in SRM. So because it is a very different learning approach in architecture. To talk about the architecture, design is the core subject and theory part which you are going to learn that are completely associate and it's relevant for your core subject, that is your design. So we faculty, what we are actually doing is we bridge the gap between the theory and the design. Again, the bridge is nothing but the process. So here is our major role to play with you, because whenever you're undergoing this process of learning, we stimulate your creativeness and we makes you understand and generate ideas behind your design. And we make you to do a flawless design, and also we will explore yourself with new innovative ideas. So how we help you to get this process happening in this architecture, not only through the theoretical part, and also we do concentrate and demonstrating the theoretical aspects, and we will make you to do hands-on workshop to know the technical aspects of various design. And also we'll take you to the study trip where we'll make you to explore yourself visually how you can incorporate design, I mean ideas in your into your design. Okay, so in college you were exposed to uh, do a model for better understanding, and also we do teach supporting tools, making structures, construction details and softwares, etc. And finally, in each and every moment you feel very happy and tell others, see the unique design. So whenever you come to the end of the process of design, you started feel so happy that you are created your own design, and you started sharing with among your all your friends. And also you'll at the last you'll start perceiving the things in different approach. You started admire yourself, and finally what will happen, finally this profession makes you completely change in your attitude, creates your own style to follow, and make you to organize and perfect in all the things which you do. And at the end you will become so passionate in doing things, and you feel so proud to be an architect. And you have all the freedom to participate in co-curricular activities like sports, culturals, and etc etc. So strongly, I can say this is the only course you can enjoy while learning. So when I say about our faculty members, they were so friendly and they were ready to help you at any time. And also we faculty members are also undergoing training to update and upgrade ourselves. So as you think, you can see this live examples. We are taking this tool, I mean online, as a tool for teaching you this NATA training. We are training in this online platform, and but we never stop teaching. Same way, you also never stop learning from us. So, but only thing which I want to make you clear, that we never ever compromise with your academic performance. So whatever you do, please enjoy and learn. Okay. So my heartiest wishes to all the aspirants here. So do well, all the best. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my views here in this forum. Thank you all. Thank you, Raja sir. Thank you, Anita ma'am. Thank you, Dean sir.
Thank you, Kritika ma'am. You are a rocking performer always. Thank you so much. She had recently concluded a beautiful research talk series for the PhD aspirants. Going higher. We are only bachelors. She is doctorate. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Kritika ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there any questions from the aspirants today? Any doubts that you want to ask? Any doubts regarding even the previous sessions? We shall answer you. Because yesterday we had to close up since we were running short on time. Today we have a little time. So if there's any questions, kindly shoot it to the moderators or to the tutor, and we will be able to answer you now. Raja sir, any questions which you received in private? Private message?
Yeah, just actually, you raise your hand and ask your questions, anything which you have. Okay, this is tomorrow is going to be a crucial day. Actually, I want you to actually come tomorrow and encourage everyone. Whatever we have actually learned, we are going to make that as a very important, because the best thing about this NATA examination, there are 3 questions which will be asked. I have already covered you 2 questions for two different marks, and there is one big question which will be answering, that is perspective. Okay, so tomorrow I'll be actually taking the perspective drawing, so you can see my view of actually understanding the perspective. Maybe you can actually get a better view. You might actually have studied your perspective somewhere from the coaching centers or anywhere, but let us actually hear it from me, and it would be little interesting. So I request everyone to actually skip your classes and do present tomorrow I would like you to be present, because this is one place where you can score lots of marks actually. So tomorrow I'm going to actually teach you single point perspective. So of all the things which I have already done, okay, this is going to actually be the focal point. So tomorrow we'll actually have a focal point. Continuously you have the different classes, because you have seen me actually teaching you drawings and all that. So we'll be actually teaching you the building construction. We'll be actually teaching you history of architecture. We'll be talking about the elements of design. We'll be talking about architectural components also in the subsequent meetings every day. Okay.
So another thing which I would like you to talk about, you were talking about them moderating for about few minutes in the evening session.
Yes. This is one thing which today why I actually have stopped my presentation in a very short format is because this is the end of those principles which we have to talk. So tomorrow we are actually going to talk about perspectives. So everything is going to get over within a few days, and we'll be talking about history of architecture, the aptitude questions and all that. Okay. This is enough, guys. Okay, you don't need to actually study anything more than this. Okay, this is enough for your NATA. It is enough for orientation. Don't get confused at all. Okay, you are all kids. Please understand that very clearly. See, we don't expect you to be architects. See, when we are actually correcting NATA papers or setting NATA questions, we don't expect you. How can I expect a child to actually walk and climb and actually do some superstar Rajinikanth style or Shah Rukh Khan style? It is not possible. Okay, the child is a child. Okay, so you are also child. You are all children actually. You know what is best. This is an aptitude test to test. Yes, Stephen. Correct? Am I correct, Stephen? Yes, sir. Correct. Okay, that's very simply. I'm actually going to put up some simple questions to you and ask you, are you actually able to answer this? This is the idea. I think the people are actually, I see these NATA centers and coaching, all the places. I see something some big, thing is going to happen and you are going to work on that. No. It's very, very simple. We are looking for very moderate people who can understand things very well. Okay, that is the idea. Today evening, I request, okay, I'll take one from the group. Shall I do that? Hands up, please. So who is going to be the moderator for tonight? Today, see, architects are, first of all, I tell you, architects are leaders. Okay? Say, when my Skoda goes to the site, everybody actually, stands still in the site, because I am the only person who can understand everything. I am the king of my site. Okay? Say, whenever I go to the site, everyone is actually, everyone is, sir is coming. Because I am the creator, I know everything. The client is actually putting money. The contractor is actually having, his people. There are 500 people who are opposite to us in the site. If you go to the site, there are 300 people who are working there in the site. Okay, all are actually against us because we are the people who are giving instruction. Okay, we are the architects who give instruction. There's one single man. He controls the entire system. Okay, that is what actually happens in the system. So you also learn today to be leaders. Okay, as our deans are always saying, leadership is a great quality. Okay, today you are actually going to be one of the leaders. I want you to hands up today for I think Kavita ma'am, the first two who goes hands up. Then we will have him today as the moderator.
Yes,
and
sir.
He will actually guide us from 6:30 to 7:30, and I'll give him 0.0025 marks extra in his personal interview.
Abba.
Okay, good.
Abba has raised her hand for being the moderator.
Abba, that's what you are, Abba. That's what Abba Kenny, you are actually rocking. So today Abba is going to be the Vanshika is going to be the moderator. One is going to be Abba, and Vanshika is going to be the second operator, second moderator. So Anshika and Abba, you know what is to be done. Okay, we will actually share you the details, or Yagu sir will share the videos. You explain the videos. We will actually have the first speaker session. Dr. Manogaran from Tanjavur will be talking about Big Temple and Gangaikonda Cholapuram today in the evening, and Chola architecture today in the evening. And he'll be actually guiding you through the NATA process also. So that will be done by moderator one, Anita ma'am. Professor Anita ma'am will actually take over the first part of our journey. Second part will be very, very simple. I'll send you the instruction. Second part is actually, I think Anita ma'am can actually, explain them. Second part is going to be the video,
Yeah, the videos and the presentation, the works of the students. You will have Kavita ma'am, moderator too, who will also brief you on how to prepare for it. Kavita ma'am, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Between all of us, we will have you ready and you will be ready.
We shall also have a trial session before we go live, ma'am.
Yeah. So you will be meeting us around, you will come in by around 5:30. We will keep you up and then we go on the meeting together from 6 to 7. Okay?
That's great. That's great. That's my kids here. Come on, come on. Let's actually rock in the evening, and we'll have fantastic Stephen. Yes, Stephen. We are actually ready, going to rock. Tomorrow you are going to do Stephen. Okay? Yes. Hands up. Hands up, man. Come on. That's the beautiful bangle you are having here. That's really good. Good, man. Okay. That's rocking. Good. And we'll actually have our session in the evening, and we'll have a fantastic session from 6 o'clock to 6:30. We'll have Dr. Manogaran. He'll be coming from Tanjavur, and he'll actually teach you, and he will actually share his experience with the big temple of Tanjavur. It's a beautiful Pragadishwara temple, and Gangaikonda Cholapuram, which is done by Rajaraja Cholan. The Chola architecture he'll be explaining. And after that, we'll have our two moderators of the evening, Abha Keni and Vanshika Singh. They will actually, they will share the videos and the presentation with the Professor Kavita, and they'll have a wonderful time together. Thank you so much for this wonderful time. I'll leave it to moderator.
Thank you so much, Raja sir. So today we are on time. In fact, a minute earlier. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Have an energized day. Keep doing your experiments. Keep sharing it. We are watching and it energizes us. Thank you so much. Keep up the energy. We shall meet again at 6 o'clock sharp. Thank you.